Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, yesterday we learned about the struct type and struct field in PySpark while creating a data frame, right? So, what is struct type and what is struct field? Okay, so the struct type and struct field classes in PySpark are used to specify the custom schemes to the data frame and create the complex columns like a nested struct, array, and map columns. Struct type is a collection of struct field objects that define our column name, column data type, boolean to specify if the field can be nullable or not, and about the metadata, right? So we will learn about the just I will repeat this, what is struct type and struct field and what are the key points we need to care about that one. Okay, so struct type is a collection or list of struct field objects while defining the data frame scheme. Okay, so struct type is a commonly used to define the schema when creating a data frame, particularly for structured data with the fields of different data types. And we also use in nested structures using struct type and struct field, right? So what does the struct type? Basically, struct type defines the structure of the data frame, and struct field is mentioned for the while creating the columns and columns data type. Right? It defines the metadata of the data frame column. Right? So this is the key point. Remember, like struct type is used to define the overall schema, and struct field is used to define just each field that is the column in the schema, and always use struct type and struct field for structured and semi-structured data. Specifying the schemas helps avoid issues when reading data, especially if the data source has inconsistent formatting. Right? So we have created a PySpark data frame using struct type and struct field uh, yesterday. So today motive is like we have to create a nested data frame using the struct type and struct field. Okay, so let's take the example, and then we will create the our data frame using these two functions. Okay, so we will implement. I'm taking the data. I'm taking the data with the nested, right? So we have a data like first name, middle name, last name, ID, gender, and salary, right? Now df nested is equal to okay. So this is the simple structured data. This is not the nested one. So I'm going to create this. This one is the nested. Okay. So let's take. I'm going to create this one nested. Okay, we will take the first name and then middle name and last name. So I'm separating here in this example like this. In this one also, first name, middle name, last name, and then we have this one. Okay, and this is the gender, and this one is the salary is not available. This one is the minus. Okay, then we will create a schema our, right? So structured or nested schema, we can say nested schema. So first we need we will use the struct type, right? Struct type. So for this one, first we need to import. Let's import here from here. I'm just going to copy this one. Okay. Struct type, struct field, string type, integer type, then struct type. Then again, we will use the list, and into the list, then we will define our field. That is a struct field. Okay, struct field, and we will mention our in struct field the first name, middle name, last name, right? So it is the first name, and then we will give the data type, that is our string type, right? And that will be the true. Okay, and for next record we will have again struct field, then we will give our middle name, and this will be string type, this will be string type, that is true. Then again we have a new record, and again struct field, and this column will be the last name, this is all also will be the string type, comma, and true. Okay, and this will be the, yeah. So like this we can create our uh, struct field like first name, middle name, and last name, right? So this is the first field, because it's already in our tuple values, and then we have the next elements like our id, gender and salary, right? So for this first, then we have a will be, so for this one first we need to struct type, and then into the tuple, into the list, then we will struct field, and then we will pass our, well, should be name, it also be the, we have struct type, right? And we will close this value. From here then we will separate this one. Okay, now again struct field, let's copy just this. Okay, for our id, gender and salary, let's copy, and then we'll close our bracket, and this bracket, right? Now this will be the our id should be an string type. This is true, and it should be gender, and this is the salary. It is not the string type, it will be an integer type, right? Yeah. So let's understand our data set first. So we have a data in our list, and the first tuple is like um, first name, last name, and middle name, and gender, id, and salary, right? So first, this will be considered the first element, and then this second and third and fourth. So basically this is the our nested one. In first, this we can say the full name in like a first name, middle name, and last name, right? It's a combination of the full name. So here we are creating, first we are taking our struct type. Struct field is name for creating our first name, middle name, and last name. Okay, this one is the our nested schema. Now they have nested, then we will use our Spark session and then create data frame. Now it is simple, and data is equal to, we can mention our data, and we can pass our schema is equal to maybe nested schema, right? So like this I can show you data and df nested dot show. Okay, let's run. Unexpected in, okay, sorry guys. So our Spark jobs is created, and we have this. So basically our the first name, last name, and middle name and last name is a combination of our name schema. So it is the nested one. So you can see here, this is the our final nested data frame. And I can show you here like df, we can print the schema also, df nested dot print schema. So first let's see. So as you can see in name, for the name column, we have a first name, middle name, and last name, and then we have a id, gender, and salary columns, like, right? So like this we can create our nested schema using struct type and struct field for nested data. So yeah, I hope you understand how to create a simple data frame and nested data frame. So it will be easy for creating a nested data frame when we have got to know like how to create. Sometime we have a very complex data sets. So for that one we have to use this nested schema. So I hope you understand. Thank you guys. Thank you so far today.